Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this week's episode of Gazzetta Dello FIVE. You got myself, Joel Beya, Stephen Howson, Rio Ferdinand into the building, driving to a game. Come on, taking it seriously. I love it, man. And of course, the man in whom we trust and the man who has shaved today, Mr. Fabrizio Romano. How you doing? You okay?
Hi, my friend. I'm good. Thank you.
Good,
what's happening with the shave? What's happening with the shave?
Yes, was just to try some change, just for a few days, something fresh. Then we're back. We're back.
You got a sponsor in it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Fab. We're going to put the ball in your court. You give us the updates. What's been happening in Europe, man? Besides Man United getting knocked out of the Champions League. Over to you.
Yeah. Yes, well, we have many stories. I think the big one is about Erling Haaland because we are really close, guys, to the final choice. He's not decided now. I see many rumors around on Erling going on in England, in Spain, and it's absolutely normal, no, when you have this kind of top player available on the market, because let's remind that he has a release clause. So for the clubs, it's not needed to discuss with Borussia Dortmund. Everything is almost ready on club sides. All top clubs are ready to pay what they want, 80 million. But at the same point, all these clubs are fighting to have Erling Haaland in their club next season. So what I can say is that Erling is leaving immediately. He's not leaving in summer 2023. He made his decision and is going to be to leave this summer. So in the coming few weeks, he will pick the club. He's thinking about it because it's not just about money. Financially, from what I heard, the best proposal is from Manchester City. So we know how strong they are financially, what kind of project they have. So they're going really serious on that one because they need a number 9. And Erling is the first option in the list. So for sure they want Erling Haaland. But also Real Madrid want him. Even if they're going for Kylian Mbappé as free agent, they also want Erling Haaland. So Real Madrid, Manchester City, Barcelona financially is not the best proposal, of course. But from what I heard on player side, and I'm 100% sure of what I'm saying, he's not just thinking about money. So money, of course, is going to be a factor. But look at the history of this boy. When he had the chance to join Juventus when he was 18, he said, no, I go to Salzburg because I want to play football. I want to play Champions League football regularly. I want to be a starter. And he was not caring about money or the badge. Same he did when Man United wanted him at all costs. And he said, no, I go to Borussia Dortmund. It's the right project for me. And so he's never been deciding about money or badge or history of the club, but about the project. And this is what he's going to do now. So this is why he's taking his time. He knows about Man City, Real Madrid, Barcelona pushing for him. Bayern are denying in public, but they have a problem with Lewandowski because Lewandowski could leave in the summer, and so they are exploring the situation of Erling Haaland. But at the same point, the decision has not been made yet, but we are really close. In a few weeks, we'll have the final answer.
Wow, that's
if you were a man, Romano, where would you bet your money that he's going to go in the summer?
Not easy, really. Because really, but trust me, he's really tempted by different points in the clubs. Of course, for Man City, Pep is doing the difference, for example. So my expectation is that financially, but even with the project, Man City are ahead of other clubs. But Real Madrid is about the history, the tradition, the impact even the game with Paris Saint-Germain had on players is important. On players like Mbappé, like Haaland, is something important. It's something to be considered because they're always showing their power, their history. So he's really open. But Erling is really tempted by these two clubs, City and Real Madrid. And with Barcelona in the background trying, because Xavi is doing an incredible job at Barcelona, not just on the pitch, but even on the transfers. They're going to sign Frank Kessie. They're going to sign Andreas Christensen. They're working for Mazraoui. They're working for Azpilicueta. And this is thanks to Xavi. Xavi is doing an incredible job in calling players, trying to tempt them, showing them the project. So Xavi is the key for Barca, but it's not easy financially for them.
Wow. Rio?
I just didn't hear Man United mentioned once there. Wow.
No.
Yeah.
He's not going to be Man United. Definitely.
Sticking on the Manchester United topic, during the week, obviously, Rangnick had a few words about Ronaldo. What's the development with that? Because with Man United getting knocked out of the Champions League, Rio shared a stat yesterday. He said it's the first time Cristiano hasn't won a major trophy in 16 years. Is this going to affect where he plays next year, or do you reckon he's still going to stay at United and try to change that?
At the moment, what they say who's close to him is that he's not in the process to change his club. So this is not a process that Cristiano started. Then we are still in March, so he has still time to make his decision. But as of now, he's not in the process to change. And my question is where he could go, because I don't see Cristiano leaving Europe now. He's still hungry. He still wants to play European football. I don't see him leaving and going to other leagues or other countries where football is less competitive than European leagues. So it's not going to be easy to see Cristiano leaving and where he could go. So this is why I think that at the moment he's not in the process to change. He's waiting to know what's happening at Man United, because I think we're waiting to see who will be the new manager, but it's more than manager this season. It's going to be about the project. Man United need to show something new, something modern to the players. They made many and many mistakes, and this is something that in the dressing room they're discussing, all the players, and so they're waiting to know who will be the new manager, but it's going to be more than a manager this season. It's going to be kind of project this season, and this is why Cristiano, but many other players at Man United are waiting to see what's next.
What about Rashford?
He's considering his future, from what I heard. So he's still the same. He's not happy. He was not happy yesterday, of course. He wants to play. He wants to play. That's the position on Rashford's side. He wants to play. He wants to be a starter. He wants to feel like an important player for his club. And so this is why the situation is still the same. Rashford wants to consider his future, wants to look for options in the coming weeks. He's already considering his future with his agents. So he's in the process to decide in the coming weeks. But also on this point, as we mentioned last week, let's see what happens with the manager. Because, for example, if Pochettino will be the manager, he wanted him at Paris Saint-Germain last summer, it could change the situation. But I'm not sure that Pochettino will be the manager. He's one of the names that they are considering. They are discussing with people next to Pochettino, but it's not decided yet.
I'm not liking.
Go on.
I was going to say, I'm not liking this. Is all just proper bad news for United. This that we started. So I'm going to just throw in there. Let's get some bad news from somebody else going on. Mo Salah, is he leaving Liverpool? And if he is, where's he going?
So, guys, this Mo Salah situation is really serious. Let me say that Jurgen Klopp is trying and is fantastic with communication to calm it down. But from what I'm told, the situation is serious. Last meeting was in the US, in the States, in December, between the agent of Mo Salah, Rami Abbas, and Liverpool board. It was a negative meeting. It was not a positive meeting. Negative meeting because Liverpool are not offering what Mo Salah wants. So last conversation was in December. They are not negotiating now. They were not negotiating in January, February, and they're not negotiating now. Nothing is going on, talking about conversations or discussions on the salary. Last proposal was in December, and Mo Salah said no. It's important to say that Mo Salah, from what I'm told, he really loves Liverpool. He's happy with the club. He's happy with the team, with the city, with the manager, with the teammates. So he has no problem at Liverpool. He wants to be a Liverpool player in the future, but not at current financial conditions. So the situation is on financial point of view, because of course Liverpool want to keep Salah at the club, and of course Salah wants to stay, from what I'm told. So he's not looking to leave the club this summer. I'm not sure that Salah is leaving this summer. It could be next summer on a free, but he's not desperate to leave Liverpool. He's happy there. He's happy with Premier League football. So Mo is not desperate to go. But at the same point, he wants an important contract. And so what's happening? Why Liverpool are not offering him an important deal? Because they don't want to change, from what I'm told, their wage structure. They're super happy with what they're doing with their wage structure, and they don't want to change. So they want to make him the best paid player in the team, but not with a crazy salary. And this is something that Mo is not accepting now, because if you look at other clubs in other countries too, not just in the Premier League, and not just in Man City, for example, but in other countries, players have crazy salaries and they are normal players. Mo is always playing, always delivering, playing all the playing top games in the season, never having serious injuries, and he wants an important contract. It's the final top contract of his career, because he's 30 now, and so he thinks he deserves this kind of contract. And so at the moment, everything is stalling, but the situation is really serious. I'm not sure that he's going to extend the contract, as things are going on now.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, he has a very big reputation, obviously, not just in Europe, but in Africa and in Arab countries as well. So I'm sure that he does a lot for them commercially. I want to move it on to another team that has been struggling, to say the least, recently, Chelsea. Now, I was saying on Vibe with 5 to Rio that I saw Peter Cech come out and he did not seem very sure of anything, even when they asked him about Tuchel staying. Now, there's been massive links with Tuchel being linked to Manchester United. Is there any truth in that? Is there any truth of them being able to break the contract? What's going on over there?
Well, the truth is that Chelsea's situation is is really complicated as of today, that maybe they will sell the club and so the situation will change in 24 hours with a new project, with a new owner. But today the situation is complicated. It's complicated for Thomas Tuchel, who is doing an incredible job to protect the team, to protect every single people into the club. But he's not the man to do it. He's just a football manager and he's acting like a club director. So I think he deserves really many credits for what he's doing. But at the same point, he's not thinking of leaving today, so he's not kind of person, from what I'm told to people next to him, that he's already thinking about I will leave at the end of the season. But of course he wants to know what's next at the club, because if they will continue like this, of course there are good chances for Thomas Tuchel to leave at the end of the season. It depends on the new owners. Everything at Chelsea depends on the new owners, on what is going to happen in the coming few days or few weeks, because they need a final answer. And Thomas Tuchel could be one of the big names to leave Chelsea if the situation won't be clarified in the coming weeks. So I will keep it open. But as of now, he's not in contact with other clubs. He knows that other clubs are thinking of him, but he's not in contact with other clubs to respect Chelsea fans, to respect his team. And then at the end of the season, he will make a decision based on team and club situation.
This situation at Chelsea, how do you feel it leaves the players at the club? Have you heard anything about how the players have reacted to the situation? Obviously, there's a lot of free transfers. Players like Christensen, Aspilicueta, etc., they can leave on a free. But also, what about the players that are maybe not happy at the moment? Maybe Werner, maybe Lukaku. Is this situation playing to their hands?
This situation is creating a lot of problems with players, Rio, as you know so well. For example, I wanted to mention some players out of contract in June 2023, because we always mention Aspilicueta, Christensen, we know about Rudiger, they have chances to leave on a free. But there are players that are waiting for answers on their contracts expiring in 1 year, like N'Golo Kante. After the Champions League final, N'Golo Kante was guaranteed to discuss a new contract. He's out of contract in June 2023. He's kind of super respectful boy, we know, so we're not discussing the person. But on contract side, after the Champions League final, they told him, okay, let's discuss our new contract in the coming months. We will give you a new deal with new salary. So they were preparing a contract process, a new contract process for N'Golo Kante. But nothing is going on now because, of course, everything is in standby. Same for Jorginho. Jorginho is waiting after the Euros. They told him, okay, let's meet. Let's discuss about new contract. He's out of contract next year, but still nothing. And so Jorginho has no answers. Kante has no answers. Marcos Alonso is another player that from Spain, from Italy, they are approaching him, and he doesn't know what to do, what he can do, because he was waiting for an answer from Chelsea, and nothing is going on. There are players out of contract in 1 year, so the situation looks dangerous for Chelsea, not just for Aspilicueta, Rudiger, and Christensen, but even for these players that will be out of contract in June 2023. So it's important to have a final answer as soon as possible for these players, because then if we enter into the summer and this player could be available in the market as free agents in 6 months, able to sign in January, it's going to be a disaster for Chelsea. So they need a new owner and a change of situation as soon as possible.
Steve, you're pondering. Talk to us.
I want to talk about Paris. Is there trouble going on in Paris? We know there's likely to be a bit of a reset there in the summer. We're expecting that Messi could go back to Barcelona. We could see Mbappe move over to Real Madrid. There's talk that Pochettino is going to be done there in the summer. What are Paris Saint-Germain planning? And you know, without bringing this back to United entirely, like, is Paul Pogba part of those plans?
At the moment, the reality is that for Paris Saint-Germain, they don't know who will be the director of football next season, who will be the manager. So, you know, also linking players to PSG is really difficult because they were having a plan and they wanted Pogba even last summer. So they were thinking of Pogba. But now nothing is going on because they don't know who will be the manager, who will be the director of football, if they will continue with Leonardo or not. So everything is in the air at Paris Saint-Germain now. They will need some weeks to have a new proper project. Talking about players leaving, I heard these stories of Messi coming back to Barcelona too, but I'm told that at the moment there is absolutely nothing going on. Then, guys, we're in March. Let's see what happens in the summer. But today, from what I'm told, nothing is going on between Messi and Barcelona. They're focusing on other kind of stories or the topics for the summer. And then discussing about other players. I will keep an eye also for other kind of situations. You know, Neymar, for example. We have a lot of rumors on Neymar, but he signed a new deal last summer, and it was a huge deal. His salary is close to 40 million euros per season. So it's a super huge salary. So it's not easy to get rid of these players. I always read many stories, but it's not easy to find solutions for these players, even because they are not super young now. And so it's not easy to find new club for them. About Mbappe, we know about Real Madrid. Real Madrid are on it. They are trying in every single way to complete this deal. They have the contract ready since a long time. They're just waiting for Kylian to sign. But let's see if PSG will change their project and try to change his mind. They are trying to change his mind, but it's not going to be easy.
Some talk that Riyad Mahrez could be one of those that is on the way to Paris as well.
That's crazy.
Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because Man City will need to make decisions on contract too. Raheem Sterling out of contract in 2023. Real Madrid is waiting for a new contract conversation since long time. Bernardo Silva is discussing a new deal with Man City, but nothing has been agreed yet. Phil Foden had a verbal agreement since October, but is not signed yet. Of course, they want to keep him and to continue with him, but they need to make a decision on the budget. This is the point. This is why it's taking some time for these players to extend the contract, because it depends on Haaland deal. If Haaland will join Man City, big part of the budget will go on Erling Haaland. We know that they're also targeting a central midfielder. They need a central midfielder in the summer, but it depends on Haaland too. So it's about the budget for contracts and for players coming. They need to decide. I think May will be the moment to have the final answers on what kind of situation will be for the contracts at Man City.
Just one normal summer. We're not getting one this year, are we? This summer's going to be absolutely bonkers.
Be crazy. Can't wait. Agent Rio in the cut. Let's see what you can do this year, mate. We're going to be reading out some of the Fabrizio questions from the audience. This one's from Ordinary Puma. Fabrizio, who between Man City and Real Madrid has the edge in signing Haaland?
At the moment, they are really at the same point. When it's up to the player, I can't predict, guys, because I'm not in his mind, unfortunately, and I'm not in his life, unfortunately. So I can't predict, but it's only up to him. It's true that Real Madrid and Man City are doing their best. I can tell you for sure that, of course, Erling is tempted by living in Spain. So Madrid, Spain in general, is attracting him. It's something that could make the difference. But at the same point, Man City have Pep Guardiola. And Pep Guardiola is attracting the player too. So this is why it's really complicated to make a decision for him, but it's going to take a few weeks and we'll have the final answer. Don't worry.
Steve?
First name, last name says, any chance of Raphinha going to United this summer?
Let's see. I will keep it open. At the moment, they are not negotiating for Raphinha, but Raphinha will be a player available on the market. It's important to see if Leeds will be relegated or not, because it depends on clauses. In case they will be relegated in Championship, there will be some really interesting clauses for Raphinha. It's around 25 million, so it could be a big opportunity on the market. Liverpool are exploring this possibility, but his agent is Deco, former midfielder of Barcelona, with fantastic relationship with Juan Laporta. He already discussed with Barca about Raphinha. So Liverpool, Barca, but I can tell you, talking about Chelsea, that Chelsea were front runners for Raphinha till 1 month ago. They were discussing with his agents, they were discussing with player side, they were preparing this deal for the summer, Koundé and Raphinha, but then now nothing is in standby. So Barcelona, Liverpool, and let's see what happens with Chelsea.
Wow. Rio, do you like the look of Raphinha?
Yeah, I like
Sorry?
him. I like Raphinha. I like the way he plays. I think he had a spell in the season where he was the most decisive player in Leeds. I think if he went to a better team, he would be. I think he would go up a level again. I think there's more to come from him. So I think he'll be an interesting player, especially at that valuation. If he's £25 million in today's market, that's a very good price for someone like him.
Cool stuff.
Raf, how much is Adama Traore likely to be going for in the summer?
There is a buy option for 30 million euros, but from what I'm told, Barcelona want to negotiate with Wolves. So they're not planning to pay the buy option directly, but they want to negotiate, as they have Trincao in the discussions. Another player is Riqui Puig, the midfielder of Barca, that is not finding a lot of time, gain time, and he wants to consider some opportunities, and so he could be discussed in this deal. So for Adama, Barca are happy with Adama, but they want to negotiate. I don't see them paying 30 million cash for Adama Traore immediately. It's not in their plans.
I absolutely would.
Fab, I was just talking about Barcelona. Dembele, I seen him last week. Wow, I think he was involved in 3 or 4 of their goals. Is there a chance that he may actually end up staying at Barca? If not, where is his destination could go?
There are chances. I would say yes. Not so many chances, to be honest, because the situation is still tense. As you mentioned, on the pitch, he's doing great. Xavi protected him, and now he's doing great. So credits to Xavi for what he's doing with him. But at the same point, on club side, they still say the same. They say the same in January too. We made our proposal, and we can't change our proposal to Dembele. So if he wants to accept our proposal, we're happy. If not, the player is able to leave on a free. And at the moment, on Dembele's side, they are not accepting what Barca are offering. So I'm sure that they will explore the market in the coming months again and then make a decision. But as of now, they have chances to keep him, but no more than 30-40%.
Man, he's playing very well at the moment. Yeah. Guys, I think that's it for this week's episode. Man, you came with the stuff this week, Fab, man. That
Good.
shave's got you moving like a monster. Huh?
You're right. But we're approaching the summer. Don't worry. We'll have many stories.
Thanks a lot, Fab. I enjoyed the show today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
as always.
man. Guys, make sure you stay tuned. We've got, of course, Vibe with Five coming out on Monday. We could be doing a Vibe with Five coming up this Sunday as well. We're still discussing it, so please get your notifications on. And of course, we were in Manchester for United's loss against Atletico. It was a bit of a sad one, but we did catch up with Steve, Rio, Paul Scholes is on it as well. So make sure you check it out when you can. And of course, more Gazzetta Dello FIVE coming up. See you guys soon. Peace.